Hi Taurus, and welcome to your December 2022 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky coming on to talk to you about your month ahead. I hope you're all doing really well. In this reading, I will be doing some intuitive messages for you for the month ahead, as well as a week-to-week tarot forecast and an extended reading on Patreon linked below. Let's talk about you in December. Okay, I feel like Taurus really starts to understand the totality of the experience they recently signed up for. So now you really get to see results, okay? December 2022, big month of results for you. Also, it's likely that you have a lot of reality checks coming in, or you might be having someone in your life who has recently had a reality check that's really hardcore. And these are not all bad, okay? Some of these are really good, being worried about a non-problem showing you that it was a non-problem. Seeing that something that you were once really worrying about is completely neutral or completely not a threat against you. I feel like there's a lot of stuff like that coming in for you this month. And I think also that as we're moving from Sagittarius towards Capricorn season, you basically start to get a greater sense of friendship in your life, or you get a greater sense of connection with other people. I feel like there's been something a little bit off there. You might have been struggling to connect with people. You might have been either losing relationships or not really being able to form new ones. And I think that that's going to be changing in the month of December for you. And I also feel that things get a little bit warmer as well as we go through Sagittarius season. I feel that for many Taurus people, there's been a coldness or a kind of barren energy where it was really hard to create things new, or you might have even had a stagnation or a lack of freshness. And I do feel in December of 2022, one thing that can be hard for Taurus is how do I get a fresh life experience? I think some of you have done it really well. I think that a lot of Taurus people who have changed their work life, or who have done the big move, whatever it is, you would be seeing maybe more freshness, but maybe not too. Maybe it's kind of trying to escape the self and seeing that nothing really changes, looking for different people, looking for different places, looking for a different experience with the self and not really finding it through physical proximity. So here we have a really big question about what we're actually doing, on the inside, and what we're actually choosing to embrace and to not embrace. So yes, the Hermit, the Strength card, the Hanged Man as your major arcana cards. How can we elicit the transformation from the inside without needing to compensate for it on the outside? So Taurus people with addictive tendencies, or Taurus people with a need to buy happiness, or a need to seek the internal feeling of peace in the external world, are really having a big challenge this month. But it's such a great thing, and it's something that's going to help you so much. And I think that by January, you're looking at a completely new grid for creating the peaceful life experience that you needed. Okay. Yes, notice the past tense there, Taurus. The peaceful life experience that you needed. Okay, so there's something of what we needed before trying to come back here. I've been seeing this for a lot of the signs, and I'm getting very nice chills when I'm talking about this. All of a sudden, people are facing this life experience where they can give to themselves now what they asked for before. But is it still right today in December of 2022? Is it still right today? I don't know. For some people it is, but then for other people it's kind of a sentimental or kitschy kind of feeling of, wow, creating this perfect little atmosphere that was so perfect for me, the me from 2018. Okay, watch out for this. This is something that I feel really strong with. That Six of Cups reversed with the Hermit card, with the Three of Swords, the Page of Cups, the Four of Wands. There's something I just want to relax in that peaceful, tranquil vibe that I think that I want, or that I thought before that I wanted. This is definitely a period of time where people are stepping up to the plate with that past pretense, okay? Wielding that past pretense as the ticket or the credit card for the next adventure. And we can kind of be up for a rude awakening there when we realize, wow, I changed since then, or I now see myself wanting different things. This is really a significant dialogue for me to be coming up through the Taurus reading. And I really think that it is this type of dynamic that a lot of people are asking to, at a more deeper spiritual level, resolve here. How have I evolved? How have I devolved as well, or regressed? And what do I really want now? So we get into this like mode from like December to March, honestly, where there's this time of questioning what's fresh for me now. What do I see myself as now? And how do I honor the past and the person I was while choosing to overcome and transcend the things that were off then? So getting that life experience, that next level of the game that is authentic, organic, integrity-based, principled, without the glitches of the past, refining, yes, optimizing the situation. That's a big thing here, but also there's something totally new that does need to be coming in soon. I don't know that it's here in December, because to me, December looks like a time of recovery for you all. I'm not going to lie. It does not look that like abundant for energy, but it doesn't look that way for anybody really. To me, December looks like the motions, and it looks like the final path or the final staircase in the 20-story building. You know, it's leading us to a certain vista, and some of us are already seeing that vista if we're really lucky here. But it's also going to require, I think, a lot of energetic tuning and a lot of energetic healing in the month of December. And for you, Taurus, all of this is tied to like coming to this new place of identity, or coming to this new place of self-expression or internal dialogue, where you are not withholding the true essence of you, but you're also not, through like muscle memory or through maybe not being super conscious of how you're expressing, allowing the previous errors or the previous problems, the previous relationships even, to be like still voicing through you now. And I think that's something that everybody's struggling with right now, is like not even knowing it, but we're still letting that previous context, that previous job, that previous relationship affect us now. And maybe that has an impact on our expression. So look at overuse too. I want to really remind you all that there's something of like needing to just darn move on here. You know, that's as best as I can put it. It's kind of cavalier. It's like, we can't do some of this overuse stuff anymore. We can't treat our bodies like this anymore. We can't maybe work those 3 jobs anymore here. So we do have to look at sustainability as well. It's one of those like all around months for you. Let's go ahead and talk about your week to week, Taurus. Week number 1, the 6 of Cups reversed, rooted down by the 5 of Wands. Okay, it looks a little bit erratic. It looks a little bit like what I think is responsible or what I think is stability is actually a very conflictual kind of energy line. So we might think that the job that we hate is good for us because it pays our bills. Temporarily, this can be the case, but by December of 2022, we have to really get honest about what things really are. You know, we think that this relationship is the nice, kind thing, the nice, youthful, and giving thing, but something about it has gone into reverse, and there's like temperamental flare-ups, or there's like arguments for some people. So we have to understand what that means moving forward, and is there compromise? Is there a path forward that's better than this? Okay, week number 2, the Page of Cups, rooted down by the 4 of Swords. Yes, it's interesting what people do to pass the time, isn't it? It's interesting how people, you know, I think that Taurus can see this like no other sign. It's like how jealous people get, how people have to like keep an eye out on the people that they're jealous of. You might have people jealous of you right now. You might have people listening in, you know, you might have people, you know, having to even like make fun of certain Tauruses just to feel better about themselves. I do feel that Taurus is a sign that's really struggling with jealousy right now from other people. And I think you've got to rest it, because I think that the jealousy thing always kind of means that something is emotionally unsatiated in the self. So Page of Cups and the 4 of Swords. I feel that maybe you've had to be that emotional crutch for another person. You've had to be someone else's therapist. You've had to, you know, really take out of your own energy to make somebody else okay. And here you need to start resting yourself. So by the second week of December, you know, I know that we're moving up to the holiday season. We're moving up to that time of the year where it's like really crazy and so much is going on. But I feel that a lot of you need a break, or a lot of you really need to just like, I don't know, move forward and really come back to center at the same. How do you do that at the same time? I don't know. Move forward and come back to center. Page of Cups and the Four of Swords. I think that it's through leaving behind what we don't need anymore and coming to a point of rest. So that's like a forward motion and a resting motion at the same time. Week number 3, the Three of Swords, rooted down by the Strength card. Okay, we got to be strong enough to heal that broken heart now. We got to be strong enough to assert boundaries. Okay, I think that Taurus and Scorpio and quite a few other signs this month are like in a zero-sum game of boundaries. And what's too much? What's your limits? What is enough work for one day? What needs rest? Okay. Interestingly, after 2021 and after the Saturn-Uranus squares, I found that a lot of people were actually not being strong enough to rest, not being strong enough to postpone, not being strong enough to delay, not being strong enough to say no. And I think that that's going to be a big part of this time, is like just getting that strength to be like, you know what? I just can't do it. I just can't do it. And then, you know, through that elimination process, you're opening the door for like getting to know yourself better through a like greater period of time of relaxation and rejuvenation and stillness. And, you know, yes, other people move on and other people do different things, but like you are left with something greater. And I think that that's a lot of what this month is about for you. Week number 4, the Hermit, rooted down by the Hanged Man. Venting. Okay, you're venting to yourself. You're writing new songs. Maybe for some of you, this seems like a very musical energy. Like, so for those of you who are artists or songwriters, there could be progress there. It's interesting how that artistic energy comes up unexpectedly sometimes. Also, it's kind of like monk energy as well, the Hermit and the Hanged Man. Both of these are very spiritual cards. Both of these are like, you know, moving away from the super crowded spaces, perhaps, or embarking your own path, having that individualism, having that independence, seeing things from a different perspective. Maybe there's something that's been kind of like grinding or grating your nerves, and you got to really take that thing or take that life experience, and you've got to like stand on your head and see it from a different way. So that really hard relationship still kind of being the reason why things aren't good, or still kind of really being the reason why the income is messed up, or being why the next relationships are failing. You know, we got to really turn this upside down, and we got to really like think about this from a different perspective. We got to really like understand the impact within, and understand how we can, like, I don't know, through therapy for some people, or through just like really seeing who you are and who you have become and who you're becoming through every single action, every single day, is really vital here. So seeing the totality of the experience, seeing the full day routine, I think that a lot of people are shocked beyond measure to understand the comprehensive totality of their daily actions right now. I think post 2020, that's something that a lot of people have like, you know, this is the perfect time for it, Taurus, like December 2022, to see like, oh my God, I've been wearing gray sweatpants and like athletic shirts for like 2.5 years now. Oh my God. Or like, oh my God, I've only been eating like coffee and like frozen TV dinners or something for all this time. And what does that mean for my health over the long term? Like, oh my gosh, Taurus, this is such big stuff for those of you who are struggling with this. And then for those of you, Taurus, who are not, those of you super abundant, like Empress, Emperor, Taurus people, it's important to kind of see that this is like a big thing for your sign, though. And it can kind of translate symbolically across different manifestational grids. So while some Tauruses might not be struggling with like the sweatpants and the frozen dinner syndrome, other Tauruses might be struggling with like the, I don't know, the lack of, I don't know, well employees, or the inability to like really have industry mobility, or the economic devastations of global inflation. You know, I don't know what it is, Taurus, but for you, you need to, so there's just kind of like a humorous energy coming up here, Taurus, where we have to get out of this sort of like, rocket scientist mode, and we just got to really see the meat and potatoes of our daily actions, okay? And understand that every single present moment result is directly tied to really 1,000-year context in a way. You know, we have ancestors going back a long time that have really determined a lot of what we're going through here. But, I mean, just taking into context really the last like 6 or 7 years, and the choices, and seeing how people change too, is a big important thing here. You know, you kind of put the finger out to the wind, and you get an idea of which way the wind is blowing. But over time, this can really change, can it? You know, like people that you didn't believe in can really come to like really grow here, and then also you can too. So someone didn't believe in you, you're really growing here. It's a beautiful thing to see. And then also, yes, for some people shrinking because they, didn't want another person to do well. So that's another thing. Cruelty and grids of cruelty are coming up here to be swept away. So if there is like a cruel person that you've been dealing with, I think that will be very helpful for you now, or you will kind of, take a more cavalier stance. I'm feeling a very cavalier energy, and it's kind of like it's not mincing words. I don't know if you guys feel this. If it doesn't resonate, check out your sun, moon, and rising sign. But there's kind of a cavalier energy here that's like, it just is, you want it to change, do it, don't try to also build Mount Everest in a day, that doesn't happen, okay? Skyscrapers aren't built in a day, right? It takes time. We have to plan, we have to measure well, and we have to execute well. And so Taurus people who are a little bit diminished over the current results, well, let's measure it better now. Let's do this better. And this is meant to be motivational. This is not meant to be like, oh no, it's not right, But I do think that Taurus is really being slotted into a new energetic paradigm where you are really measuring well and executing well and having better results. For those of you who are already having good results, it's going to go to another level, okay? Because I'm feeling the entire Taurus archetype. And of course, when you're reading for a whole sign, you've got so many different people at so many different energetic levels of doing like really well and really struggling. So I feel the entire energy, though, to be attempting to elevate here. And I don't think that it's maybe totally uniform how it's happening for all Taurus people, but I think that there's really a great aha moment here just by going within and trying to not get like into these self-fulfilling prophecies, right? So like these things like that person did that to me and now I'm never going to be able to do this. Like these like never words, these self-condemnations, also the disbelief in another person. Like you never know how things will change over the coming times and have already changed. So it's really nice to see here, basically, Taurus, that, wow, like what I predicted didn't come true, or what I believed about another person is no longer valid now. And what does that mean for me now? It's fixed earth, right? It's hard. Scorpio also has a thing with this, where it's like all the fixed signs, they get like these, sometimes forget, like the difficulty with a fixed sign is that it forgets the changing nature of life and the way that the wheel turns. So I would say there's a wheel turning happening, and I would say that this is really great and really cathartic for many of you, but especially if you can start to kind of understand the ways and the seasonality of life. So anyway, Taurus, let's talk more about this in your extended reading. Come check out my Patreon page. It's a great space. I do weekly forecasts, I do premium content over there, and I do all of these readings early and ad-free. You can get all the extendeds as well. Just with every single membership, you get every extended reading, every reading early and ad-free, and then all the weekly forecasts, which are not available on YouTube. They're only available on Patreon, so it's a great, great value. Come check it out for the holidays. And yes, have a beautiful month, Taurus. I'm rooting for you. I love you guys. Very cavalier, interesting energy here. But yeah, let's go get a central theme and 2 supporting themes in your extended on Patreon. Bye, Taurus.